Welcome back to another episode of Oh Fuck, I Should Have Bought That 6 months ago. We're looking glorious today. Things are looking great. The market is still green, as expected. Woo! Long story short, so here's the true reason of why cryptocurrency is the future. It is going to be the most profitable investment that you can make over the next 10, 20, 30, 50, 100 years. So what's the source of the issue? What problem is cryptocurrency solving? What problem do we currently have with our current financial system? And that problem is the debasement of our own currency. You see, in all of human history, we have had the same issue with money, where governments go to war, they overspend, then they go into debt, and to pay off said debt, they print money. And by printing money, they debase the currency. And what debasing the currency does is increases the average person's living expenses while decreasing the value of their wage, their working wage. So this increases the separation of the 1% gap. And the reason why we've been seeing this happen is because our currency has been debased since the Federal Reserve has been created. So then in 2008, when we totally fucked things up, Bitcoin was created. And this technology has grown and the infrastructure has been built over the last 14 years or 16 years to what it is today. And the great news is that this bull run, I have to believe that it's not just any bull run. It is the bull run of mass adoption. It is the cycle that is going to end all previous cycles. I believe that this bull run, we are green from here on out for a pretty long while. Now, with that being said, we will absolutely have downturns. We will have periods of sell-offs. It is still a very volatile market. Your portfolio is going to drop 30% one day. And you're going to be like, holy shit, I just lost 30 grand. What do I do? Stay calm. You're investing in a technological advancement. This is an asset that you should hold and accumulate for the rest of your life. You should not be trading Bitcoin. I do have a couple of updates I wanted to review since my last video. My last video performed very well. Apparently people like the content I'm making because I'm a highly intellectual, very intelligent human being who knows a lot about the cryptocurrency industry, as I've been following it extremely closely for the last 3 years, and I have had a lot of financial commitment into this space. Okay, so the CEO of BlackRock, Mr. Larry Fink. I know he's a CEO of BlackRock. What he says is not necessarily true, because you have to take, when you're listening to these people like Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, or you're listening to Larry Fink, you're listening to these CEOs, you have to take into account that they have interests of their own. And because they have so much influence, they, a lot of times, are manipulating markets to their own advantage. And you need to understand this. For example, Jamie Dimon, when they wanted to buy a position into Bitcoin, what did they do? They didn't just buy Bitcoin. They went onto the news, they went onto the press, and they shouted out on the top of their lungs, Bitcoin is shit, Bitcoin is going to zero, it is a valueless entity, everybody should not be holding it. Bitcoin plummeted 35%, and before you know it, the next day, Jamie Dimon was the largest purchaser of Bitcoin. Because why the hell would he buy Bitcoin at fair market value if he has enough influence to manipulate the price to go down 30-40% and purchase at a discount? So, like I said before, you have to, when you're listening to these CEOs, to these people who have a lot of influence, you have to understand and you have to take into account where their interests are. Now, the good news is, the interests are that they want the price to go up, and that's why they're coming out and saying very positive things about Bitcoin now. And a lot of people don't believe them. They think that they're going to pump and dump this, but the reason why is they now have a product that they can sell to clients, and they hold Bitcoin in their own back pocket. So what does he have to say?
Let me be clear. I think ETFs are step one in the technological revolution in the financial markets. Step two is going to be the tokenization of every financial asset.
Boom. He just said it right there. That's exactly what's going to happen. That is what happened, and that is what is going to happen. Step 1, developing the ETFs, allowing people to expose their funds to Bitcoin easily without the extreme amounts of volatility that is involved in this space, and that's done through the ETF. Now, I want to backtrack us to 2004 when the gold ETF was launched, because look at, this is the most fucking, my uncle sent me this. He researches these markets for a full-time living. He's been doing it for 30 years. He's been very speculative of Bitcoin, but he sent me this, and I was like, no fucking way. Look at this chart. The gold ETF was launched in 2004. And look at what happened to the price. It went going wild after that. So, is this what's going to happen to Bitcoin? Probably. Definitely is not the correct word to use, because it's a multivariable equation. There's too many things that can go wrong to guarantee that this is going to happen. However, this is very good historic proof that this first step, just like Larry Fink said, is the adoption through ETFs. Exposing mutual funds, exposing clients' funds, exposing, getting advisors to sell a Bitcoin product to their own clients. We now have a huge department of thousands and thousands and thousands of financial advisors advising their own clients to now purchase Bitcoin and expose themselves to Bitcoin, which is going to bring trillions and trillions of dollars into Bitcoin over the upcoming years. So we know that ETFs got approved, mass adoption is on the way. He's talking about the tokenization of securities. So eventually down the road, we're not going to have wallets. We're not going to have physical credit cards. You're going to have a digitalized wallet that has the tokenized ownership of everything that you own. The title to your car, title to your home, all the digital assets that you own. All of this is going to be recorded on a blockchain, and that is not going away. It's like when the internet was created, it could not be destroyed from here on out. And the only option is to adopt the technology first, or you're fucking last and you get the breadcrumbs of the stick. It's a lot fucking easier to just be first. It's a lot easier to just be first and win. So that's what we're going to do, and that's ultimately why we're here. It's not just Bitcoin that I'm super stoked about. It's not just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is great. Bitcoin is all awesome. But this Bitcoin has $1 trillion market capitalization. It has the opportunity to go to 10 plus trillion, maybe even 100 trillion. There's 800 trillion circulating in the world, in the world market. But I'm not excited about the possible gains of a 5x or a 10x. I want those 30x's. I want those 50x's. I want to make big money. And how do we do that? We need to discover what niche is going to be the driving factor of this bull market. Last bull market, we had DeFi. The bull market previous to that, I believe we had the NFT boom. So what's going to be the niche of 2024? And that's going to be crypto gaming. Okay, folks? It is going to be crypto gaming, because this is the perfect infrastructure for digital ownership. We already have an industry, the gaming industry, that almost half the world's population takes part in. About 4 billion people play video games. 4 billion people are already in this space. And there's one underlying issue about video games, is you do not own the in-game assets that of which you have spent hours and hours and hours grinding to earn. Imagine you could trade and resell your Fortnite skins. Imagine that Charizard you got when you were playing DS back in Pokemon Red. You could resell that. You can't. It is valueless. And we do have proof that people value these items, because we have people buying Fortnite accounts. We have people buying tangible Pokemon cards. And the only difference that we're making is we're taking those tangible Pokemon cards and we're digitalizing them and verifying the ownership in the game. It is the perfect infrastructure for video games. So there's all these different, you have infrastructure coins, and then you have actual video games. In the last bull run, the market leader was Axie Infinity, a total bullshit game, totally sucks, a 2D card game. Nobody actually it's not a fun game. No one actually wants or enjoys playing it. The only reason why it did what it did is because it's the crypto space. This space makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. You have a $10 billion market cap. Tell me that this gaming studio that built this game is worth $10 billion. Yeah, it's not, okay? So that's what you need to understand, is that we are practically gambling on mass market psychology. That is really what we're doing to get these huge gains. Now, I do think that there is one video game, one project that exceeds everybody's expectations and will become the next Pokemon, will become the next universal video game that everyone, the next Fortnite. I think it has a very good chance of being that next hype game that allows for in-game ownership of assets. And that is Illuvium. It is started by the three Warwick brothers. Their fourth brother started another successful crypto project called Synthetics. So they have a great, amazing track record. And the game looks fucking beautiful. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that! That's fucking sick! You're catching, and when you catch that, and if you catch it, you now own it. And you can now trade it, battle it, fight it, sell it, do whatever you want with it. And if you miss it, imagine somebody live streaming on Twitch and they come across a $150,000 Charizard that they go and attack, and then they lose it. And it disappears from the world, and they fucked it up. And they're live streaming on Twitch, and then they take their monitor and they fucking chuck it across the room. Yes, this is the perfect economy for the first mass adoption of cryptocurrency, because people already play video games. They're going to start playing this video game, and then they're going to learn about cryptocurrency through the video game, and then before you know it, the entire world has adopted this technology. And comparing this to this, if this can reach a $10 billion market cap, this can reach a $10 billion market cap. And right now it's just sub $1 billion, I believe. So that's a 10x. I think it's going to do way better than that. Do I think that's the actual value of the company? Probably not yet. However, that's not what we're betting on. Because crypto, when you're buying these small market cap, when you're buying these altcoins, this isn't a shit altcoin, this is an amazing altcoin, but when you're buying these altcoins, even if they're shit, what we're really doing is everyone's putting money in a pot. You're putting money in a pot, you're putting money in a pot. And that pot gets bigger. And all crypto is a game of chicken. Who's going to be the first one out? But if you're the first one out, it might keep getting bigger and you miss some more gains. But if you miss it all and everyone else pulls out before you, your money's gone. And that's exactly how crypto works, which is exactly why 90% of people lose their money in crypto. Because you have somebody who gets a 10x, who gets a 20x, but they're just stealing $1 from 20 other people or 10 other people. Because it's this giant gambling money pit game of chicken. That's all buying crypto is right now. Unless you're investing in dollar cost averaging in Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, that's the game we're playing, okay? And that's the psychology you need in order to win. But I'm super excited that, this gaming studio, this is just the overworld game. It's got 4 games put together. They're going to be coming out in Q2. I think that's going to lead the bull market. I'm so fucking bullish. I will definitely be disappointed if it flunks and it goes wrong and I'm incorrect, but I just don't see how. All right, well, that's it for this video. If you guys think I'm completely wrong and I'm a young narcissistic idiot who has no idea what he's talking about, leave a comment.